Stu, why do you love North Idaho?
Yeah, we kind of touched on that already. Yeah, give us a little bit.
Yeah.
So
he's from Alabama.
yeah.
Well,
when did you move here?
I was born in Alabama. My dad was going through flight school for Rucker.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's
right.
for Rucker then.
Yeah.
Dude.
But we have it actually pretty fucking good here in the United States. You go to some of these countries that are reigned by a dictator, communist countries, it's fucking different, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's way different. Now, on the flip side, going back to that perspective piece,
Welcome, Stu.
Welcome.
I'm so happy you're
Thank
here
you.
right now.
thanks for the invite.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. It's hard to get a man with your talents and you being all over the world.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, it's
It's because he's laid up. It's because he's laid up.
That's true.
That's it.
Yeah, what happened? What'd you do
Distal
to
tear
yourself?
in my right bicep. So we were out, a couple buddies of mine, we were out riding side by sides, and I'm like, hey, dude, I'm going to hop out. I'm going to get video of you, but I want you to cut it really hard and get some good rooster tails. And he did until the last moment. Then he rolled it. And upon trying to roll it back over, pop. Just pop. No pain, nothing, just
You could feel it though.
100%. Yep. And you could also see it. So right here, it was just flat.
Did it? And it made a popping sound.
No, I just felt it pop.
Oh, gotcha.
I was like, fuck. So I took my jacket off. We made a little field sling for it and went to the pharmacy, tried to get an actual sling. Popped maybe 2 Tylenol, but 0 pain. Yeah.
Nice. Changed your socks, drank some water,
Yeah.
took some Tylenol.
Pretty much, man.
Yeah, nice.
It's
Love
just
it.
cool that my arm is bigger than yours now. Probably not, even with your.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Damn it.
You're still swinging for the fence there.
Still swinging.
Dang.
I'm trying though.
Yeah, I know.
I know. I got long muscles.
Yeah, we
Just
had
like
this
our
conversation
conversation.
yesterday.
The calves.
Calves, it's his
The
calves.
calves.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Pretty chill surgery. Had
Yeah.
surgery 2 days ago. Minimal pain, sleeping through the night. Started the peptide protocol. So
Awesome.
I'm expecting recovery to go pretty chill.
You're doing the Wolverine.
Yep. So the BPC 157 and TB 500.
Perfect, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm excited for you. And it seems like it's going pretty well for you so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
super
recovery's
chill.
not bad.
Not bad at all. Wife's taking care of me. Finally washed the hair this morning.
Yeah.
Nice.
Felt good.
Yeah. It looks really clean, dude.
But yeah, sleeping through the night was the thing I was worried about the most, and I'm sleeping like a baby.
Nice. What are you doing for the peptides? Are you doing subcutaneous, or is you taking so it's injection?
Yep, sub Q. So I'm also coupling it with the CJC 1295 and up in Moreland.
Okay.
So doing those shots at night.
Nice. Nice. Sweet, dude. And you're on what is it, like a 8 or 12 week cycle for that?
I think so. I think we're just going to kind of play around with it and see how things are feeling. May up the dosage a little bit, maybe punch it down. Just all depends.
Cool. Yeah. See how it's feeling.
Yep.
Sweet. Well, I'm excited to hear about that and how it works for you. Because I did a cycle of the TB 500 recently for my groin, and it seemed to have helped. But I think I got to do another run, and I'm going to pair it with do the Wolverine stack again.
Cool. And what happened with your groin?
Hockey.
Yeah, it was
I
a
love
game.
hockey.
This was it was just a gun. This is the Guns and Hoses game last year.
Almost. When's that, in April? April last year.
Yeah.
So we're almost coming up on a year, and I remember, dude, I was just giving her. I was punching above my weight class.
Were you playing forward?
Yes.
Yeah, you were forward. Yeah.
Wing, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just skating harder than I have. I was just got super competitive and was trying to do better. And by the end of the game,
He was done.
oh dude, I just had this awful pain in my groin area, like on both sides. And I'm like, oh man, I totally pulled.
Did it
my
bruise
groin.
up?
No, it didn't bruise.
Huh.
So, yeah, I'm not sure what I did. I never did go get it checked out. And then I went right into rodeo season.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ.
so then I just got on broncs all summer. And it just didn't heal.
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah.
Do
I-
you still do it?
Yeah, I just started. So I started up again last year. So prior, I used to ride bulls when I was younger, 18 to, I think, 23 or so, 24, and gave that up because I wasn't really good at it and I wasn't winning any money, and had a family, and then moved out here and just got the itch to get back on the rodeo trail again and get out. It's just the community of it is so fun. So
Sick,
I still had the itch to get on something that was bucking. So I wasn't going to do bulls anymore. And so I looked into saddle bronc riding, and the learning curve is steeper and longer to figure it out. But once you get it figured out, you get the most longevity in all the rough stock events out of it. So yeah, I'm still in the learning curve, still getting bucked off a lot. But one day it'll click and it'll be fun.
That stuff sounds batshit crazy to me, dude.
It is.
Yeah. And we were talking about this the other day. It's wild how the human brain works. And to one person, like, it's still like scary, like every time I get on, it's scary. But like that compared to, I don't know what we were talking about.
About mountain biking.
Or like some other, like skydiving. I have that scares the living shit out of me. Like, I'd rather get on a bucking horse than jump out of an airplane.
Really?
Which is crazy, because like most people are like, that's insane. They'd rather jump out of an airplane. Or like heights, right? Like there's a video going around of a bull rider, John Crimber, who's in the PBR. And I don't know what city they're in, but they're in some high-rise building, and it's got glass on the floor, and he will not go over to that glass and look down. Like, he is so afraid of height. And this dude right. But this dude will get on some of the rankest bulls in the PBR. And the dude is the kid. He's a kid. He's just insane. Like, the dude is fearless and will get on anything, but he will not go to the glass and look down.
That's me, 100%.
But you skydive.
Yeah. I used to, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually want to pick it up. So I used to do the skydiving, the paramotoring, but just,
cool.
The work schedule
Yeah.
along with the injuries and not wanting to re-injure kind of tugs at you a little bit, but I'm feeling good now. So I think this spring I'm going to try to get back in the saddle, man, and get back on it and live life and not let these injuries kind of dictate.
Yeah.
I've been sending you a lot of skydiving videos on Instagram, and I've won one time. It was right before the Army went out, and I really did enjoy it. I never once had the feeling of my stomach dropping at all. No.
Oh, really?
Never.
I feel like that would be the first initial feel, like when when the plane gets turbulence and like stuff like that.
Never once. I didn't feel like I was free falling at all. It was a weird feeling.
Oh, dang.
But yeah, I'm like, I kind of like, if you do it, I mean, that'd be kind of fun just to get the free fall license and just be able to go out and do it, because the injuries aren't that bad, right? There's like not a lot of injuries in skydiving. If you land wrong at a quick speed, I could see that. But
Sure, I mean,
or if your parachute doesn't open.
It's like
that wouldn't be
do.
detrimental. If that's
Anything you do, right? There's inherent risks.
Oh yeah.
And you calculated risks. But yeah, like I busted my ankle during my school.
Oh really?
Yeah. I think it was like jump 15.
Oh damn.
Just came in. I was at like 100 feet and decided to yank hard, come down. Thank God the pit that I was landing in was like all sand, so it took a lot of the force.
Sure.
But yeah, still jacked up my ankle a little bit. So there are those risks. Running into people, or having inexperienced people run into you.
Sure.
When you're in free fall.
With the school, when do you actually start doing your own solo?
It depends on school to school. For me, I didn't have to do a tandem. So my first jump was by myself.
Really?
I had my instructor literally jumping out, and he was holding on to me the whole time.
Sure.
And it's 25 jumps for your A license.
Gotcha.
Did my school down in Boise. Ripped that out in I think 4 weeks.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
So did it pretty quick.
Yeah.
There's people that rip it out super quick. A week, 2 weeks, and then after the 25, then you start working on your B license, which I just have my A. I haven't jumped in 2 years, so it's been a very, very long time. But it's a good time. It's a good community, and like you said, you don't feel like you're falling. You don't get that ground rush right away when you're, at 15,000 feet. So it's my favorite part was being under canopy, which then led me into paramotoring, because you're under canopy the whole entire time, and it's just the most peaceful. Matter of fact, the first time I ever got up by myself paramotoring, I teared up, dude. It was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
it was the coolest fucking feeling. And then I met a guy up here. He actually lives in Bonner, and we would outfit our gear with like ultralight camping gear, and then we would go fly up on the Kootenai, lay down a sandbar, camp overnight. I want to get back into that
That's
stuff.
unreal, man.
Yeah,
Could
it's
you-
good time.
That is amazing. With
Could you drop us off at the top so we don't have to walk up it?
Oh, of a mountain.
for hunting
So
season?
there are tandem rigs that you can get.
Do we just like hang out below it?
No, you can sit. Like there's a harness that you would sit in.
Nice.
You just need a bigger wing.
with skydiving, do you have to pack your own chute, or can you hire somebody to pack your chute?
Both. So when you go through the course, they teach you how to pack it, of course. But when you're doing constant turnarounds for like a fun jump weekend,
Yeah.
they have people there that'll just turn your pack around super quick. And
I saw this video. This guy, I think I sent it to you. I think I sent it to both of you. He was doing a really tight turn, and he went inverted and then landed on top of his chute.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember that? But he was
that was the paragliding.
Was it paragliding?
Pretty sure it was.
Okay. Yeah, but then he was able to get to his reserve in time, and he still crashed really hard, but he survived. But, dude, you know what's crazy is those wingsuits, man.
Yeah.
Those guys are insane.
Dude, you see him like
dude.
bombing down those crevices. What'd you call it? It's a
Like,
crevasse.
yeah,
the
dude.
crevasses.
And they're just like feet above the ground, literally.
That stuff is gnarly.
And they're moving probably, 120?
They're cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, and see, like, you could probably go ask one of those dudes and be like, hey, you want to get on a bull? And they'd be like, you're insane. And they'd be like, hey, man, you want a wingsuit down this freaking canyon?
Right.
I'm like, you're nuts.
Yeah.
It's two
no.
totally different things, though, man. Like what's the biggest bull that you've ever seen or known somebody to ride?
I mean, they get, like 1,200,
Yeah.
1,200 pounds.
I'm not fucking with that, dude. No way.
No way. No.
Animals scare the shit out of me at that level. You know,
Yeah, they're big.
it's just intimidating to me.
Well, yeah. And the biggest thing for me is you're breaking your neck. Because
Or getting
how many
stomped
times?
on.
I mean, well, Austin's his first video he sent me is him landing right in his face, and I'm
I
like,
landed
dude,
on my freaking head so much
I'm like,
this
bro, you're
season.
breaking your neck.
Nah, it's pliable. Nah.
Are there a lot of
230
studies out?
pounds going on your neck.
Are there a lot of studies coming out now about TBI and like riding?
No, it's great. Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine so, right?
at the drill
TBI is
conference
such a
right now.
big
There's
conversation.
the studies coming out on TBIs now are insane. I mean, you're talking like microbursts just from shooting. The getting
right,
yeah,
yeah.
be like
Yeah.
repetitive shooting of large caliber weapons and anything like that. Like that adds up. I guess they're finding now that stuff is compounding on each other.
Right.
And so, I mean, yeah, dude, anytime you've got your brain gets rattled at all, like it definitely adds up.
Did you get into skydiving? Because you were airborne, right?
Yep.
In the military, and you're out of Alaska.
Yep.
Most of the time. So is that pretty much what got you into going free fall?
No, not at all.
Really?
No. So I got involved with a veteran organization that pretty much did like adventure type therapy, just getting the boys together
Yeah.
that were vets. And going out and doing cool stuff. They had a couple teams within that organization, and one of them was the jump team. And I never got the opportunity to go, do the Halo or anything like that in the military. So I was like, hey, I'm going to go do the free fall so I could join the free fall team for this veteran organization. I went and did it, did a couple jumps, and then the career path just kind of took a different way. And that kind of takes priority because you got to pay bills and shit, right? So, so that's how I kind of got into that realm, and dude, it's fucking phenomenal.
It looks
and
so
you
fun,
meet
dude.
some of the most crazy people.
Dude, fucking rad, dude.
In that
Just
community.
cool,
Yeah,
that's cool.
Cool people, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, cool. And then there's some ones that like should not have a shoot
Really?
at
Just
all.
dangerous.
Just psychopaths.
Really?
You don't need to be up here.
Straight psychopaths.
You know what's crazy is those guys that will go out and it's when all their chutes are open, but they're all like linked to each other.
Yep.
Oh, dude, like the air has got to be you got to be perfect.
It's finesse.
Yeah.
I've done, I think, just a handful of formation stuff, not under canopy,
Formations, that's a word, yeah.
but holding on to each other.
Sure.
And me still being still new. Like I think I have like 40 something jumps total. So I'm still a cherry when it comes to all the free fall stuff. But it was kind of close to the end of the school or the course that I was going through. We all decided to do a sunset jump, and of course I was the weak link dude. I couldn't get stable, and so
So
it's fun.
because I saw a video of that guy. I think it was his first or second jump, and when he jumped out, he immediately just started just doing the spins, like just constant rotations. So he couldn't get a hold of it. And what causes that? Are you just not at the perfect position?
It's body positioning, your hands, where they're positioned.
Can you recover if you start spinning?
Sure, and that should be part of the syllabus is how to recover from spins and stuff like that. So basically, it's all about body positioning. They drill the basics. At least the course that I went through, they drilled the basics into you. So you do a ground school. You have to. I mean, you're sick and tired of the ground school, and they just drill the basics. It's like anything else, the basics for medical stuff, the basics for CQB. You get the basics down, you're good. Then you start working into the advanced stuff.
I like that.
Fucking cool.
I like that a lot.
Maybe one day I'll try it.
Oh, you guys
should go out to Ritzville. I'll bring the camper out and we'll just play lawn dart, dude. Except we'll land safely.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That sounds like a good time.
Well, tell us about Stu. Let's give the people a little backstory on Stu and about you, so they know who we're talking to.
Where do you want me to start? Childhood?
Yeah, 5th grade.
Yeah, John likes
5th grade.
5th grade's a great time to start.
5th grade.
I'm just kidding.
Parents got divorced in 5th grade. Man, you're about to bring up
Dude, don't cry, man. All right.
Yeah, so parents got divorced when I was in 5th grade.
We don't have to go to 5th grade, by the way.
No, we don't have to go 5th grade. Okay. Well, it was going to segue into why I am the way I am today. I got thrown into a youth home in 5th grade because I was just this out of control asshole 5th grader. Parents got divorced. I just turned into a raging asshole, dude. Like, dad was in the military, so he was always gone. He was with the Coast Guard, so he'd always go down to like Bahamas and Nassau and do drug interdiction. So he was gone. So I was left with mom. I didn't understand, right? Mm-hmm. I just turned into a little shithead, and mom couldn't take it. I would fight my mom. Like, we laugh about it today. We're like best friends, but I would literally fight my mom. And she's like, poor woman, like she had to work 2 jobs. She didn't want to put up with my shit. So she put me in a youth home, man, so I can be taken care of and not fight her.
Damn.
Dad found out, got custody of me. Anyways, after that, went and lived with him. That kind of segued pushed me into the route of going into the military. Him being a career military guy. Everybody in my family being military, so went into the Army, enlisted in 02, got out in 08, then went and contracted overseas, Iraq, Afghanistan, up until 2015. Got out from that, then I started doing small contract work, did some drone stuff, did some security advising stuff, dabbled in the law enforcement reserve side, which took about 2 years to figure out that law enforcement is not the right avenue for me. It takes the right personality to be in that job.
For sure.
Babysitting adults.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every day.
At least that was my experience.
Yeah, for sure.
It was babysitting adults and seeing suicides. That's brunt of my stuff up here.
Yeah.
So
pretty much
just wasn't my flavor, man. Like, I don't care to see dead bodies, and I don't care to babysit adults. Just not me. And then some things happened to where I got my badge taken away, but
oh my
that was all on my fault. But I'm glad it all happened because it led to where I am at now.
Yeah.
And so did the reserve stuff for a little bit, and then I got into executive protection work, and that's where I've been ever since. So I've been with the same client now for about 5 years, traveling the world. Wonderful client, wonderful team. The culture is fucking phenomenal.
Cool.
I have butterflies going back to work.
I love that.
And I've shared some stories with you guys, like just the travels and stuff, and it's just mind blowing, man. Like it's a dream job, and I'm very, very thankful and grateful for it.
That's good to hear, man. It's good to hear that you found you look at life and you can always look back and see where those turns happened, and how it led to where you're at today. And I love those stories because, when you're in it, it's hard to think about where it's taking you, especially when something doesn't work out or doesn't go the way you planned it.
Yep.
And then you look back and you're like, man, had that not have happened, I would not be where I'm at today.
I'm so glad I fucked up and got that badge taken away.
Yeah, dude.
Like 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How many countries you been to now?
man, it's 50 plus.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Some of them multiple times, 3 times, 4 times. Yeah. Travel the world, man. It broadens your perspective. We think, we probably go down this rabbit hole later, but, we do a lot of complaining here in the United States. We have it like the politics. It's shit.
Yeah.
Everybody's turned against each other, which I think is by design.
Oh, yeah.
But we have it actually pretty fucking good here in the United States. You go to some of these countries that are reigned by a dictator, communist countries. It's fucking different, man. It's way different. Now, on the flip side, going back to that perspective piece, going down to, say, South America, where they don't have the amenities, they don't have the amount of money that we have. They don't make what we make. And so they are forced to live very minimal. I can appreciate that. And one of the things that clicked for me, I was watching, let's see, where was I? It's in the airport in Peru. There were no tablets. There were no kids attached to a fucking phone. The parents were engaged with the kids, playing with the kids. Kids were outside playing basketball, soccer. I think it was mostly soccer. But doing the shit that we did growing up, we weren't attached to these electronic psychological mind fucks, right?
For sure, dude.
And so, anyways, it's little perspectives like that. And then the food. Like, you can go over to Italy and eat like an asshole, not gain a pound.
Yeah.
Like all the pasta, like there's just, I guess, different standards when it comes to, the foods and
what gets put into our food.
And you're also walking like 20,000 minimum steps a day.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, how much walking did you do on your last trip?
Oh, yeah, dude. Every day it's minimum 20.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah. But anyways, traveling the world, it opens your perspective to just everything, man. Every little aspect that you can think of, there's a touch point there if you look for it.
And I think that's one, it's nice where we are, right? To live where we do. However, I think it's too good.
Yeah.
Where it makes things there's nothing hard about it. And we remember Afghanistan, the kids are out there, same thing that you saw in Peru and all that, but they're just out there playing in the river, dude. They're getting dragged by freaking cows through the mud. They're just having a blast.
Yeah, dude.
There's no depression and all that. They don't have time to think about that shit because they're just surviving,
Yeah, absolutely. We talk about that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like just when we're out hunting, right? Like you're involved. I mean, now granted, like it kind of stinks, we want to make content and try to build that. So it's trying to balance being present and enjoying it and not being glued to trying making content. But
what shot should we get? All that stuff.
You know what we should do, John? We should do like once or twice a year on some of our trips or so, just
nothing. Yeah.
Don't worry about filming or documenting or just like go out and enjoy it.
I dig that, man. And you know what we should do too to really bring it back? We should ride our bikes, and I should try to find you. Like when you're a kid trying to get to your friends, figuring out where your friends are, you just ride your bike around.
You're going down to one buddy's house. Hey,
is
so-and-so home? No, he's out with so-and-so. Oh, and then you ride your bike over there, and you're just like trying to play catch up.
Let's do that, man. I'm going to ride my bike and try to find you on the mountain somewhere. That's the way we need to do it, man.
That's the ultimate hide and seek there.
Yeah, dude.
That's funny.
No, I like that though. We should because it's such a hard thing with just doing content, man, and just being present. You really don't get to truly enjoy it. And I say it all the time, like when we're out doing this, I'm like, God, dude, I just want to put this phone away. I want to put this camera away. And just
I struggle with that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Being present.
Right.
It's hard, man. It's hard to turn off.
Yeah.
I've gotten better over the years.
Sure.
But it's super fucking hard, man.
Right.
Even like when I'm at home and I should be sitting there just chilling, watching TV with the fam, my mind is still at work.
Yeah.
It's just hard to flip that switch sometimes.
Oh, for sure. I get that. I even just like having breakfast with my kids and the family before they go to school and stuff, like you take it for granted and you're just like going through the motions of what your day is supposed to be like and what you're supposed to be doing and thinking about the next thing. And instead of just like, sitting down and being present, I have to reel myself in and be conscious about it.
But that's also an important step is being aware of that.
True. Yeah.
Because some people aren't even aware of that. A couple of years ago, I wasn't even aware of that, until I started being mindful about it. And it still takes a lot of goddamn work, man.
Oh, yeah,
sure.
Absolutely.
So hard because like when I'm gone, I don't have the interaction with my wife. And so, but when I am home, like that's super important to her. And sometimes I fail to realize that. And it's like, shit, I fucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
My,
It's a delicate dance.
yeah. You looked at like the love languages or heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like mine is physical touch.
So
Like, and I think most men, that's kind of their thing. But my wife is acts of service. And it's interesting when like, I feel like I'm, like I'm trying to find my love language, but like that's not hers. And it's like me just doing things around the house, like without being told what to do, which is always a struggle for me. Even as a kid, my parents always had to be like, do this, do that.
yeah. What's your love language?
All I gotta say, I'm having serious deja vu right now.
Oh, really?
Seriously, that was like, this is weird.
We're just three guys talking about love language.
Love language.
Dude, I've been here before, bro. This is crazy. I forget what my love language is. My wife, Michelle, she made me read a book on it.
Yeah. I think it's called love language.
That's probably what it is. I don't, maybe it's physical touch, but I don't know. I mean,
Is this working?
You touch me all the time. Yeah.
Is that working?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah. What else is there?
Acts of service.
Acts of service,
Yeah.
physical touch. I didn't read the fucking book.
I don't know either. Well, let's
Either
find
way,
out.
the
I'm
three
going to find
dudes
out.
talking about love language. I dig it. This is good. This is good stuff.
My wife is dialed in on the emotional part, so which I think all women are to a certain extent, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm physical touch. She is not.
Yeah, same.
But for her, it's definitely the emotional aspect. So
Is that like positive language?
Yeah, so here they are. You've got words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch.
I would say, what's the first one?
Words of affirmation.
Yeah, I would say I'm more so that like
that's
words are
one of mine
really
too.
big for me.
Yeah, me too.
Like even with friendships, and I'm not saying I'm like that a boy type guy, but like positive reinforcement, is really, it really affects me. And if like somebody doesn't say like, like you're doing something really good, like can you accomplish something? Again, not saying I need an attaboy, but just
Right.
like the encouragement, like, yeah, you're fucking out there crushing it, like that's uplifting,
sure.
Oh, for sure, dude.
So yeah, the physical touch, I guess, yeah, obviously that's great, but
Yeah.
that's more so.
I think that we're primal beings too, at
Yeah.
least for most dudes. Like physical touch, sex, like that's an important element to
yeah, absolutely,
any
man.
relationship,
Big time.
right?
Yeah.
And for me, like I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I've been seeing this thing go viral, and I love it. It's couples talking about how instead of the revenge bod, focus on getting sexy as fuck for your spouse.
Oh, yeah.
And I dig that.
Yeah, dude.
I really dig that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was good because
I think, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No,
I think you hit a point in a relationship where you really focus on like, and I can imagine, with social media, it's so hard. And like, thankfully when my wife and I got together, that stuff wasn't very big. I mean, we had Facebook and like,
Right, yeah.
but Instagram really wasn't a thing. Snapchat had just started or whatever. But I can't imagine like getting into relationships now and like all the distractions out there that pull you away from your significant
by
other.
design, dude.
Well, yeah, man. And then like, but when you take that energy and you put it towards your spouse and want to do better for them, man, you just see like crazy leaps and bounds in your relationships, like
Dude,
living for the other person and not
Yes.
yourself.
Yep, absolutely, man. And like porn addiction's huge.
Yeah.
Huge, especially here in the United States, man.
Well,
And
it's
By
freaking
design.
By design.
it is
dude. It's
absolutely
lowering testosterone.
Yes,
It's
it is.
freaking everywhere. You can't even go on social media without scrolling through some reels and then something pops up and you're like, what?
And we all know who owns all those.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get into
We're
that.
not gonna get into it, but anyways,
Yeah, the and it's sad to see that it truly is by design. They're trying to break up the family dynamics in this country, and man, it's rough. But like, if you can find it to ignore that, and life gets freaking awesome.
seriously.
You remember like back in the 40s and 50s via movies of what we know about it, right?
Right.
The man put on a suit, went to work, woman stayed home, made sure the house was taken care of. Like, would you, if you could flip a switch and have that now, would that be a lifestyle that you would adopt?
Yeah.
I love, like in Europe, man, they all dress really classy. They take pride in look.
100%.
Yeah. And I really wish that was more of a thing here, because when you do try to dress, you know, a little nicer, the boys are like, oh, you know, you kind of get judged a little bit, you know.
Are you talking about like weird sweaters and shit, or
My cardigan,
my bad.
and I'm going to go, I forgot to go there this morning, but I'm getting that damn sweater.
Do
I'm
it.
getting that damn
And you're
wool
going to look
sweater.
good in it, dude.
You will.
You're
You
going to look
will.
good in it.
But yeah, no, seriously though, I would love to bring back, I feel like the style, it's just different, man. There's like no pride, and not saying like you can't go out and wear jeans and all that. I mean, that's totally fine.
Right.
But there's a difference. Like when you dress good, you do feel good.
Yeah.
You
Look good, feel good.
Exactly. It's a real thing. Yeah.
The family dynamic.
Yes, the family dynamic. Yeah, for sure, dude. That would be nice. But
Like the Leave It to Beaver, or
Yeah.
the Cleavers.
Yeah, I think
like
that's
that whole.
I think that trend is coming back around. Honestly, I think more people are trying to figure out, and actually we see it like more and more with people moving here that are coming here. It want that kind of dynamic, right? Like, and my wife is the same way. Like, she'd like to work just to do something, like, you know, like to work and contribute. But like, above all, she would love to be able to stay home and raise our children.
yeah,
Dude, I think that's
it's amazing.
to me, I think that's a huge flex
Yeah.
for a man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
If you
dude.
can be the sole provider, I mean, regardless if your wife, I mean, that's her decision if she wants to work or not, but to have that option for her,
Yes.
if she doesn't want to work, like, don't work, man. Let me provide.
For sure, dude. But I think that's by design. They're taken away from us because back in the day, things were more affordable. You know, one guy could work and be like, hey, I'm going to be a postman, you know, and guess what? We're going to buy a home. We're going to buy a second home on a lake with my income. But nowadays it's like, good grief, man. Good luck on one income.
You look at like the 90s and what the average household income was $90,000 or something like that. Was upper middle class, and you could do that. You could have a single family income, you know. But now the equivalent to that is, I think, it's like 180 or so. I mean, it's almost doubled for sure.
Definitely.
I wonder how much percentage the subsidized housing has risen in the past 20 years.
Oh gosh, that's got to be up.
Because I have this whole conspiracy, which I don't think is a conspiracy, but the government wants people dependent on them, right?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
So through, is it the SNAP or EBT?
yeah.
I'll say those people, but they don't get the healthiest food options.
No.
And so with those foods comes disease, illness. It's a perpetual cycle, dude. It's a hamster wheel.
Oh yeah.
They eat the crap, got to go to the doctor. Eat the crap, go to the doctor. It keeps the machine just fucking turning.
Absolutely.
Well,
dude.
then the doctors are not. They're just putting Band-Aids on the problems. They're just
Well, why would they fix it?
right
Because
because
I lose a customer.
they lose a customer exactly.
Sure. And then the educational piece too. You know, do they teach proper nutrition
No.
in the schools?
Absolutely not.
Do they
all
teach how to properly invest in schools? Hell no. Why would they?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, big pharma, man. They're all owned. They're all taught the same thing. It's literally just pushing like, hey, I'm going to prescribe you this medication and all that stuff, dude. It's like, let's get to the root cause, you know. And a lot of people that are in the natural world might end up losing their license, you know, if they want to speak out against it. I mean, look what happened during the whole freaking pandemic, man. I'm going to say pandemic. It's legit. A lot of people lost their license because they're standing up against it.
Yep.
And here we are, you know, what has it been, 6-7 years now? And Michelle, she's an RN, and they're like, oh, we just had 2 confirmations of COVID, people who were diagnosed with COVID or whatever. Tested positive for COVID. Oh, we got to put the mask back on. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I can't handle it. We could go down so many rabbit holes with that shit, but it was truly a pandemic, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Social experiment.
It was, hands down.
And like now there's so much has come out about it that you're like,
Oh, sure.
okay.
There's a lot of data that's come out too that, you know, you have people dying now because they took the vaccines, the boosters, and, you know, it sucks for them because they truly believe in the government saying, hey, this stuff is going to save your life.
Yeah.
Listen, people, if you're listening to this, whatever the government tells you to do the exact opposite. If it's not in your best interest.
Get this vaccine and you'll get a free donut. Like, seriously, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yep,
Like,
I
you get some
remember
free
that.
fries and a burger if you get this vaccine. Like,
Yeah, that was New York, right?
Yeah.
Dude, it's all over, man. But that's a thing where, and I think more and more people are waking up. I think the Great Awakening is happening. But you need to think for yourself. You really do. You cannot trust what anything on the news is being said.
Social media too. You're
can't,
constantly
man.
being bombarded through the algorithms. Like my algorithms are, well, probably don't want to hop on my phone. But
Yeah.
well, it's predictive or something programming. What was it?
MK Ultra.
No, predictive programming.
Oh, it's like with the Simpsons. They're always pushing, like, they're showing you what's going to happen.
Sure, but it's programming your individual brain.
Oh, so you're desensitized?
Kind of.
Okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is, it's all to divide, right? Like, there's just no. You're either on this side or you're on the opposite side. There's no in between. Like they don't allow that. You're either for it or you're against it, and that, I mean, God, you can split that so many different paths,
sure,
right?
yeah.
Like,
They want us all facing inward at each other
Yep.
because one of the government's worst nightmares is a united people. Imagine if we were all united.
right?
How powerful that would be.
Absolutely, brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Human connection, dude. We're all energetic beings, and when we're all connected, we're very powerful. But right now, obviously, you can go back to our phones when we're so disconnected from one another. The human connection is not there. Our energy levels are down. And if we were to be awakened and, have the human connection again and see things for what they are, because I mean, you got left and right? But they're both they're both going the same direction.
It's the same shit pile.
Yeah. Exactly, dude.
Yep. Well, and that's like, I think it's so hard for anybody to try and find any common ground with each other anymore. When you have somebody that's either far right or far left that come together, it's so uncommon for them to find something that they can agree upon, because nobody wants to be wrong. Everybody wants to be right, or that their side is right, the other side's wrong. But I could guarantee you that if you got somebody who had two people with polar opposite ideologies, that if they had no idea about how they voted or what each side, and they came together and sat down and had a cup of coffee, that I'm sure they would find something in common that they both could relate to.
100%.
Absolutely, brother.
But nobody does that. Everybody just wants to. There's so much hate. There's so much hate for the other side, whatever side you're on, right?
Unfortunately, that'll never go away.
No.
It's always going to be pushed. That's going to be one of the main elements. It just keeps everybody divided.
Yeah. So talk to your neighbors. That's what honestly, that's one of the things that I really like about the community here is that you talk to your neighbors and you get along with your neighbors, and it feels like there's a community.
There's a very strong community here. And we've said it before, man. There's a reason why people are so drawn to this area.
It's a healthy community.
So healthy, man.
Super healthy. Everybody's active. Low crime.
No, very
Very low crime. That I think
Idaho's number one.
that's one of my selling points. If I was to try to get someone to come up here, low crime, jump 30, 40 minutes over the border into Spoke-Compton.
Yeah.
It's a different story.
Little different.
Yeah.
But hopefully, actually, I think they just got a grant to hire some more LE over there. But like it's $6 million. I could be wrong on that. Just saw it on Creme. Anyways, they're going to be hiring some more officers over there. So hopefully they're moving in the right direction to kind of get things cleaned up over there. But for North Idaho specific, low crime, I have no qualms with my daughter or wife going out for a nightly run, as opposed to you doing that in LA or, wherever else.
Yeah, it's a special place, man.
It is.
It really is. There's a reason people are drawn here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Well, and dude, I saw this thing in like years ago, like you'd go to vote and there was dividers, and there was no, like, that wasn't a thing that you kept that out of your personal lives, right? Like it didn't matter who you voted for or what side you're on, because you're just a human, and like your beliefs are your beliefs, and you don't have to share that with anybody. That is for you and you alone. And that's just gone away. Everybody wants to know, oh, who did you vote for? Or you say one thing and you're like, I know who you voted for. It's
Because it defines you. as a human being, right?
dude.
Yeah,
and that's why people
exactly.
are still wearing masks because it shows like it's a staple,
Yeah.
right? When I see people driving in their cars by themselves and they have a mask on, it's like a statement. That's what I should say. It's a statement.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for.
Do you judge those people, John?
You know, and here's the deal. I
shouldn't. But
I know,
do.
and that's the thing. I do, but who am I? I shouldn't be judging anybody.
Right.
You know, I really should. Who am I to judge anybody? Sure. You know, as if I don't, I might not agree with you, but I am working on not allowing that to consume my energy and cause anger. You know, because like seriously, like what would I'm thinking of my mom here. Like, what would Jesus do? You know, love, compassion, respect, kindness. I might not agree with you, but I'm not going to get angry, and I'll have a conversation with you, and maybe we can. And if you're willing to have a conversation with me and see who I am, I'm not left. I'm not right. I really just want to be left alone. You know, I think as most people here in this community, they just want to be left alone. Yeah. But I'm willing to have a conversation with you and see if we can find some middle ground. That's where I'm trying. That's where I hate the word try to. That's what I'm working on nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, does that make sense?
Right. And because you think about the negativity that's out there, and especially when you get on social media and you start scrolling, and, you know, and it is, your algorithm on your social media is an echo chamber of what you believe in, and it's designed that way, and it keeps you there, and it gets you mad, and it gets you frustrated.
Exactly.
And I catch myself where I'm watching these reels or videos, and I'm like, oh, man, it's so stupid. These people are like, well, this is ridiculous, but that's what it's designed to do.
Psychological warfare,
dude.
It is,
best,
man.
dude.
And I catch myself, I'm like,
advanced.
why am I allowing this to rob my energy and my happiness?
Exactly.
Because, man, when you ignore all that stuff and you're just like, whatever, like, just it is what it is, and you don't allow it to steal your happiness and let you get mad at it, and like, because man, you can sit and watch that, especially when you end up doom scrolling, right? And you're just like, dang it, I'm down. And then it clicks, and you're like, wow,
Guilty.
Dude.
yeah. Like I'm like, and then I'm upset. I'm like, the world is just, the world sucks right now.
Yeah, dude, it's
And
like
it puts
black pilling you.
Yeah, dude, and you get in this really negative headspace, and you're like, wait a minute, no, okay, that has nothing to do with me. I'm so blessed with what I have, like, and I reel it back. Okay,
But we
focus
are
on-
blessed.
Yeah,
We are very
Like I know
blessed.
you guys, I've gotten to know you guys pretty good over the past, I don't know, year or so.
Yeah. Over a year now.
Some fucking rad adventures.
Yeah.
We'll kind of touch on. But we are blessed, man. Like I see you the way that you love, you know, Michelle, and you know, I haven't met your wife yet.
yeah.
Oh, you guys haven't met Liv?
Haven't met. But like I know you love your kids, your wife. Like we got it going on, man.
Yeah.
It's the simplistic basics.
Bro, that's
I
what
don't need
they
a fancy
always
car.
come- Yes,
I don't
dude.
need a fancy watch. I give two shits about all that stuff.
Yeah.
Just want a nice rifle.
Fuck
Yep.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
You got a nice rifle now.
It is nice.
But yeah, fucking well said, dude. Seriously. It's the little things in life. And I think a lot of people are waking up to that too.
Yeah.
You know, is just how we cherish, like, dude, I cherish quiet time, dude. Like, I love the mornings. I love the evenings, just sitting down, putting the candle on, being in bed by like 9 p.m., reading a good book, dude. Isn't it like having coffee with my wife, you know, going on a walk with my dogs? Like, dude, that's freaking everything.
Yeah.
Isn't that?
And it's who you surround yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you should want to, if you sit down at with a group of friends and the only conversation that's going around is negative and gossip and
Pop smoke.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Pop
dude.
smoke, dude.
get out.
Yep,
Like,
get out.
you need to sit down at a table with people who are going to talk about how to make money, how to be successful, what's the next thing in life? Like, what's the goal orientated?
I want to surround myself with people that are, I say, better than me, for lack of better terms. But I want to learn.
Yeah.
You know, I want to better myself.
Absolutely, dude.
So
yep,
I think
adventures,
that's
man,
key, dude.
experiences.
And that was on point.
Yeah, like you gotta, like, and I encourage you, if you're listening to this, and the next time you go hang out with your friends or, you know, a group of people, your coworkers, and you sit down and the only thing they start talking about is how crappy the job is, man, this was us as cops. Like, that's all,
dude.
man, we would sit down in the squad room and just complain about how awful the day was, the job was, what happened. And like, that job is just surrounded by it. You know, you're showing up to somebody's worst day every day. And so, but it's just, there's so much negativity and just try and focus on that, because don't give your energy to negativity, man, because
it drains
you
so much.
It just drains your soul.
Yeah, dude.
And those that have known me
Changes
like
you.
about 5 years ago, man, I was a miserable motherfucker.
Same, brother.
Yeah.
Miserable, dude. I was
dude.
just angry, pissed off. Talk about ego, dude. Like, you guys wouldn't want to be in the same zip code as me.
Really?
I was a fucking dickhead, yeah. But it took a lot of humbling, man. Like, hard to swallow type stuff. Relationships lost and stuff like that, really just to like click. And then also, you know, just going down the self-help realm, self-care realm, you know, plant medicine, stuff like that. Things just kind of open up and you realize where you need to put in work. And for me, it was the marriage. And then just kind of snowballed from there. Just started seeing successes through these little micro changes in things that I did. And voila. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, but it just takes persistence and consistency.
Exactly, because that now you have that discipline of creating your reality. Because literally our reality is created by us. If you're in a negative mindset, you are going to have a negative experience every single day. Like, oh man, my fucking truck's low on gas. That sucks. You know, like, you know what? Hey, whatever. Austin and I talked about this before. It's like, oh, I got low on gas, but guess what? I'm gonna go to the gas station. Who knows? You might meet somebody.
Yep.
Right. It's just changing that perspective of your life, and I'm guilty of it, but I'm learning to have that. And I hate to say it because it's so cliche, but daily gratitude is legit, dude. Every single day after my workout, I do Mountain Tough, and it has my daily devotion on there with Brian Schwartz. But there's always a segment of like, hey, this is your time to practice your daily gratitude, and you just go through and just. Dude, it just changes. Once you become disciplined in it, it does rewire your brain. And what it can do to your day, dude, is insane. It really is.
If you focus,
create your own reality, man.
Yeah, man. If you focus on the positive things that happen in your day, or just change the way you say things.
Yes.
And that's what I'm working on now, is like how I say things, like, oh, I have to go to a meeting. Oh, I have to go to this. I have to go to this. Instead saying, oh, I get to go to a meeting today. Oh, I get to do this today. I get to do this. Oh, I get to go put gas in my truck today. You know, like, because if you give energy to the negative, that's what you're going to see. You're just going to see negative.
That's what Satan wants.
Dude,
Exactly what he wants.
Look at all the people that are always, dude, you know the people, it's always something going on in their life that's bad. There's always something they're complaining about, dude.
Yep.
And
the world's out to get them,
dude. Always, man. And it's like you want. Go ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it. Yeah.
Speaking of, so like I dog on social media a lot, but there's a lot of good in there too. Like a lot of good things, like the connection you can get with people, and the people who you would have never met with or connected with otherwise, other than social media. Which I think it's a good outlet for that. But I saw this video, and it was a comedian, and he was like, you know, certain groups of people just everything's a tragedy in their life, you know, and they focus on it and focus on like, and the guy was talking about like far less left people, like traumatized by everything or whatever. And he's like, and then you got rednecks. He's like, man, you go to a trailer park and you talk to one of the gals there, and she goes, you know, yeah. He goes, yeah, I was taking the kids to school and I slipped and I broke my arm, and then I went to the doctor, and then, you know, turns out I have cancer. So yeah, I got cancer, and then like we were coming home from treatment and I crashed my car and like all this negative stuff. And then by the end they were like, you know, but I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. And I'm like, that's so funny because it was a skit, obviously, but it's the message there is that even if these bad things are happening to you, but you still are grateful for what you have or what's going on in your life, or if you can find some kind of positive in that negative moment, man, it can change your whole outlook and just change your perspective on life.
Exactly, dude.
A shift in the mindset can be everything, dude.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's like Jocko said it. Like, I love that good. Yeah, the good story. You know, like, oh, didn't get the job you wanted. Good, work harder. You know, if you can sit back and take a 10,000 foot view at it and go, okay, good. I need to work harder. Oh, I didn't get it. Well,
you weren't
instead
ready.
I wasn't ready, you know, or something like that, instead of getting into the self wallow of, oh, I didn't get it because, you know, whatever reason you want to come up with, and you start making excuses. Well, that's what you're going to revolve around, is excuses and reasons why. But if you take accountability of, why something is happening. And usually it's you know, I mean, there's obviously things that happen that are out of your control
that
that
word
is what it is.
accountability is a pretty big word, man.
It is.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Accountability.
Absolutely.
Not a lot of people have that. It takes a lot of discipline to have accountability.
Yeah. It's not like you just have it one day. Like it takes work and
Absolutely.
A lot of humbling.
a lot of humbling.
A lot
Yeah.
of humbling,
Yeah.
No, I dig that.
Let's talk fly fishing.
You want to talk fly
yes.
fishing?
What was next on your list?
Well, I had photography, but I could go into fly fishing right now. I love it. Let's I heard now you do run an OnlyFins account. Is that in the works?
Only fins.
Yes, OnlyFins.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is that Instagram page up and running yet?
Not yet.
And what kind of fish will you allow on there?
Beta.
What?
Beta fish.
The betas.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember those? I had beta fish. when I was a kid.
Oh, dude, yeah. Dude, beta fish were sick, man.
Used to try and get them to fight each other.
Yeah.
Little
So,
Beta Fish Fight Club.
Stu,
Fucked up.
so you just, when did you get into fly fishing? Was it last year?
I think last year.
Last
so
year.
recently. Now I grew up fishing, mainly like I grew up in the southern United States, so Florida. So we had smallmouth, largemouth down there. So I loved fishing growing up, and then of course up here in Idaho, like you're not going to not fly fish,
Right.
Yeah.
and that is a drug. You can take whatever your drug of choice is, and fly fishing, dude, way better.
Yeah,
it's more betterer.
It is more better.
More gooder.
Yep.
And especially when you do it with cool dudes, good people.
Yeah.
And it's a shared experience. And you learn new things. Like you taught me that little slingshot.
Dude, a little bow and arrow.
My first
Yeah.
cast, right?
Yeah, it was your first cast.
Got it, dude.
Yeah,
it was
dude.
like 10, 15 feet away. He's like, hey, man, just do this little thing, grab it and slingshot it. Boom, hook, got it.
That works so nice for tight water, dude. Especially like stealth fishing and all that, where you're sneaking up on them. But yeah, you killed it on that one. That was a good one.
That was a cool.
And you can actually, I didn't know this until a few years ago, but you can fly fish big water. And I sent you guys that reel over on Flathead Lake, those guys. I want to get him on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
But he was fly fishing on Flathead Lake in Kalispell, and he caught a laker on his fly rod.
Oh yeah.
Dude, so cool.
That was cool.
There's people that fly fish for tarpon.
Yeah.
That looks incredible.
That's nuts. I
That
mean, the
looks
tarpon
incredible.
are like damn near the size of this table.
Yeah. They're huge.
Lengthwise.
And apparently it's super aggressive, right? Like fight.
The fight,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Those look really,
Yeah, that looks
they're
cool.
huge. But yeah, the fly fishing out here is incredible. I really want to go over to Montana this summer.
We're going to
And,
do that. We're going to lock on a float trip. Like
fun.
I want to do a multi-day float trip.
I've always wanted to do
We'll
that.
get something locked on and camp along the river.
Oh man, that sounds
and just
great.
do a total dudes trip.
That'd be so awesome.
Get rid of the phones.
No
and
content.
just-
No content. on
That'd be
phone.
perfect one for no content, dude.
Yeah.
Because my phone would be in the water anyways.
That is
I have
very
really
true.
bad luck
I
with
may have to
water.
pop the drone up.
See,
That's
you gotta
fine.
you gotta,
You
I
gotta
think you
control
still
it,
need to capture the moment
That's true.
to remember it. You
Yeah.
still need pictures.
My
and
memory's
stuff.
fried these days, so I need those things.
Yeah,
to
I gotta
remember.
to jog it. Yeah, same, dude. Yeah, that'd be cool. They do. I mean, gosh, all over. You could do float. The salmon would be fun.
Salmon would be rad. The Grand Ronde would be rad.
Yeah.
The Blackfoot in Montana would be really cool.
Is that
The
where you get
Smith
monster
River, though.
browns?
There's brown trout in there, but the Smith River, it's a permit though. It's just
That's
like the
right, yeah.
Selway. Dude, Smith River looks freaking bougie. It looks so sweet. Great fishing too. But you're going through the canyons and all that. It's over central Montana, kind of where we went elk hunting.
Oh yeah, okay.
it's over
yeah,
there.
Let's
yeah,
get that
that's
on the
right.
books.
Yeah, that would
Yeah,
be,
man.
that'd be a lot
There's
of fun.
something truly special, and I think over hunting, and if I had to pick, if I was only given one opportunity or one between hunting and fishing, I think I would stick with fishing the rest of my life. There's something for me,
Yeah.
it's very therapeutic. Because I grew up on the rivers back in Minnesota and Wisconsin. I grew up kayaking them, and maybe that's why I really enjoy them, because I spend so much time on them. But man, when I'm out there on that river, dude, fly fishing, nothing is on my mind. You know, I might get angry every now and then when my fly gets stuck in the tree behind me. You know, it's like, fuck. You know, or you're trying to tie your little blood knot and all that, and or you can't get your little fly line, your tippet through the, or the, what do they call it? The leader? No, the tippet.
The tippet,
Get
yeah.
the tippet through the little freaking
Through the
hole
eye.
in the eye. But man, I can just be out there and hours will pass by. And it's like, dude, I've like won a mile on this river only. It's been 3 hours.
It's a drug, dude.
It is.
I'd
It is
have
so
to-
special.
I'd have to say that if I was given the the choice between the two, I'd probably stick with hunting. I'd
Yeah.
probably have to stay hunting. I love fishing. Don't get me wrong, but my heart lies with the game animals.
Yeah, no, I know that because you will go out and hunt anything, and for me, I'm very, for whatever it is, I don't know if it's my soul or whatever, but I'm like, there's only a few animals that really give me the itch. You know, like bears and all that, I don't care. You know, like going down to, we were just talking with Dale about South Africa, going on a safari
going to
hunt.
Africa.
That doesn't interest me. Like there's only
yeah.
two things that interest me is red stag, or three, I guess, elk in Mongolia, and red stag, and then mule deer. That's really it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just funny how everybody's different though.
Oh yeah, because he's talking about Africa, and I'm like, man, that would be such an epic adventure.
Yeah.
And same with like, well, just hunting in general. Like I love bird hunting. I love mule deer, whitetails, elk, anything. I like chasing, and I think for me, it's the chase.
Sure.
You know, it's the and to that same point, it's like with fly fishing, there's so much to learn, you know, and I feel like there's so much to learn about hunting, and it specifically when you're targeting different animals, just like when you're targeting different species of fish and stuff like that. Like that just gets me excited, and learning how to find them. But that's cool because we need that.
We do.
I need you to dial in so that I can go with you,
Exactly.
and we can get fish. And then when we go hunting, that we find animals. We're still figuring out.
We're still figuring out animals.
We got a lot to learn.
We understand mule deer in certain areas now. We know. I feel very confident when we go back to the old Frank that we are going to be very successful because we know how to do it now.
Yeah. And so much of that, it's boots on the ground. It's time doing it, you know, just giving yourself the grace of failure.
Yeah.
But also taking in the adventure, like on our YouTube video of the mule deer hunt in the Frank Church, you know, of course, when you put anything out for the world to see, like you're going to accept that you're going to get some negative comments and people aren't going to agree with what you did. It is what it is. But like the two guys we were with, Forrest and Lucas, that was their first time going into the backcountry hunting mule deer. That was our first time going in there to hunt mule deer. And I mean, we had our expectations of what, like, I wanted to find something mature. John and I both did, right? But everybody does, right? You want to find that big one. But the comment was, you know, oh, you know, you put in all this work and time and money. Why would you shoot something small? You know, and that's just not what it's about. It's not about, for me personally, and I know John's the same way. It's so much more about the experience and what you share it with, and the camaraderie and the time you're in there. Like, we had a certain amount of time. We didn't want to leave empty-handed. John and I put in a bunch of work to try and find big deer. We didn't find anything giant, you know, but we found a couple good deer that we were just tickled about. And same with Forrest and Luke. You know, they didn't want to leave empty-handed. They wanted to get their first mule deer, and they shot younger deer. But
would you say that there's almost a spiritual element to doing a hunt like that on that magnitude? Because you guys flew into a grass airstrip, right? Got dropped off.
Yeah, man.
You're out there.
You're out there, man.
It's the ultimate, in my opinion, I think Austin agreed with this, the ultimate hunt, because you're with your boys. You're legit surviving. Yeah. You know, you have to build a fire, and you got to get water, you know, and you're out actually hunting, you're climbing mountains. You know, it
just goes back to life gets super simple.
Yeah.
You have a purpose out there, and that's to survive and find game.
Yeah.
You know, there's something so primal and
it is
awesome
primal.
about it.
It is. And then
that's what I love about it.
Dude, my favorite hunting memory to date is when we were in there and Austin shot his. And dude, because we worked hard all day. We got up super early. We climbed this mountain. We got to the top. Winter storm was coming in. Austin shot his buck at 450. We had to descend 600 feet down. And then we're debating at this point, like, do we just keep going down rather than climb it out and go down to the river? But Austin's like, I don't think there's a trail down there. And who knows how long it's going to take to get back to the airstrip. So, dude, we climbed up. Took us an hour to climb 600 feet with the full deer. And it took us 3.5 hours walking back through a freaking snowstorm. We didn't have our yak tracks on. We didn't have our gaiters. Dude, it was fucking awesome. And then it turned to rain. And then when we finally got to the airstrip, our feet are broken. They're not actually broken, but they feel broken.
Oh, yeah.
And you just see the light at the very end of this runway. And dude, that felt like forever. But once you got back and you dropped your packs, it's like, dude, we fucking did that, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking, that was the most beautiful, best memory of my hunting career I've ever had. And
That's cool.
Yeah. It was so special, man.
It can suck sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the entire time, dude.
Yeah. And that is the best part about it is the mental, like, having to fight through that, just like in the military, right? Like, you do ridiculously dumb things, but you have to, if you let that consume you, it's going to suck the whole time and you're just going to have a horrible attitude. And I'm so guilty of that, especially. But, you know, working on that and trying to be present and just looking back, oh God, what they call that? It's a certain type of fun where it's not fun while you're doing it. But then you look back and you're like, man, that was awesome.
The good old days.
Like basic training, bro.
Yeah. You just like look at that hard stuff you've done, like while you're doing it, you're like, this is awful.
Like, you don't know the good old days are gone until
Right.
Oh,
they're
dude,
the good old days.
that's what you said. It's like at one point you hung out and rode your bikes around with your friends for the last time and never realized it. You know, oh man,
I know,
so
it's wild, man.
It's wild.
Like, I feel like I'm living in the good old days right now. Like, I'm content with life.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
The life's fucking
Same.
rad.
Life's fucking rad right now.
So Stu, speaking of hunting, this was your first, was this your first official deer hunt?
Mule
Deer hunt
Yep.
that you went on?
Yep.
And you went out with Austin and I, and tell us about that, man. And tell us like what your plan is now with hunting.
Well, you guys didn't put me on a mule deer at all. Although I didn't bring a rifle out.
No,
I
you
was
brought your
just there.
camera.
Yeah.
So let me stop talking shit because I didn't bring a rifle. I was there mostly just to kind of hang out with you guys, do some photography. But yeah, it was a good time. We humped a lot. And then just like
Walked. He meant walked.
Humping weight with our
Yeah.
rucks.
Walking. It's a military slur. Yeah.
we humped a lot. We walked a lot. Yeah, it was just a good time being out in the woods with some good dudes. We laughed our asses off. You know,
Yeah.
I think at one point you heard some fucking ancient flutes or something like that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I remember that.
But that was, it was just overall good time, man. Ate some good food. We didn't eat 5-star by any means, but it was just a good time. We were comfortable. We had your camper out there, so we stayed warm at night.
I had Stu's sleep pap machine. What do you call it? What is that?
CPAP
Sleep
machine.
pap machine. Yeah.
You're a dick, dude. Why you got to bring that up?
You look so cool every night, though.
Look like a jet pilot. But no, the last day is the one that tickled me because we had grinded all week or the first couple days. We going through some thick stuff, and then last day we take our time, leisurely eat our breakfast on the tailgate, walk 300 meters down the road. I'm trailing behind you guys doing photography, and I see you guys start turning back, and you guys ended up seeing those two does up on the ridge. You got up there, you plugged a shot, dropped, and we drug it, 200 yards, 300 yards down the hill?
That's what you want sometimes.
It's like a grocery run.
Yeah, dude, that was
awesome.
Sometimes it works out that way, and I will take it every time. I will gladly do that.
But also the learning aspect, you know. I've done whitetail before, and I can tell you hunting muley and whitetail, kind of different.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Muleys are higher, elusive, I would say. They're not as...
Yeah, it just
they're not as
depends
shy.
depends on what part of the state
They're not
you're
shy.
in, or they're definitely not as I would say. Yeah, they're not as I would say reclusive as whitetails can be.
That's what I was trying to say.
And it just depends on with the terrain you're in and what area you're in. Because if you go, like to some different parts of the country, they're everywhere. I mean, like just in like the Frank Church, but it's wide open terrain. You can see them so much more. Whereas like whitetails prefer, thicker habitat, more cover, more protection. So like they're each, have their own challenges for sure. Especially when you're looking at like mature deer of either species, right? Like they've gotten that big for a reason. So, well, you're either in a unit that is managed for trophy class deer, whitetail or muleys. And you're going to obviously see more of them because there's fewer tags and fewer harvests. But if you're hunting like general season, public land, each of them has its own challenges for sure. And I just, for me, mule deer are like the symbol, like an iconic symbol of the West, like it's just like when you think of the West, I think of mule deer, and so hunting them in that spot and stock fashion is just, that's fun. It gets me fired up. And with whitetail, you're more, you can absolutely, hunt whitetails the same way we hunted mule deer. If there's a large whitetail population, you'll find them in clear cuts.
I'll never still hunt again.
Yeah, where you sit in a stand.
A blind or a stand.
It's just tough, man.
Dude, that's not, I don't know.
Well,
no, speaking out of turn, but to me, that's not hunting. That's just.
It's tough. And again, to play the other side of it, that comes with its own set of challenges, right? Like you're essentially setting up an ambush when you're still hunting or hunting from a tree stand or a blind. You're putting all the information, you're going out to gather intelligence on these deer, hopefully finding a mature sign somewhere, and then you're trying to essentially set up an ambush, finding out where that buck is bedded, where he's feeding, and then setting up somewhere in the middle where you're going to catch him slipping and set up an ambush. Now, which again is its own
comes with its own challenges,
and learning curve to try and figure it out. Because there's some guys out there that are dialed in and know how to find big whitetails in all sorts of terrain. But that's what gets their motor running. That's what they love. They love the tactics of it and the chess game of it. And for me, I don't know. I just don't. I don't get that excited about it. And I prefer to let my feet do the work and glass and find an animal and then have to put the stock on.
Sure.
And take the path to get into a position to get a good shot. And that's what gets me excited. When I got my first taste of that, I was so hooked.
It is special. The glassing and then making the stock. And I would agree with you on that as well. That's how I like to hunt, but it hasn't happened yet, but I could see still hunting, especially where we were, on our mule deer hunt, how that could be super rewarding because I was following that really big fresh track. Right. But once he started climbing high and the snow's getting deeper, I'm like, I know if I just keep following eventually, because I mean, a lot of those guys up there that shoot big mule deer, they do still hunt.
Yep.
They're following their tracks and all that. And I could see how that could be very like primal as well.
Oh, cutting tracks.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
that's still hunting, right? That's correct, right?
That's where you're like,
move really slow. You follow their tracks.
And that's old school, man.
That's badass, dude.
That's like Midwest old school. Like that. I remember like, that's what my grandpa used to do. We'd get a good fresh snow and he'd go out and cut tracks or, that was the thing, how to find mature tracks and then follow those. And my first buck I killed with my bow in Wisconsin, I was set up and the snow, we had just gotten a dump into snow and it's like, I can't see anything out of my tree stand because all the limbs are heavy and packed with snow. I'm like, this is, and it's cold and I want to get moving. So I got out of my tree stand. I went home, I had some lunch, and then I was like, I'm just going to come back out here and I'm going to find a set of tracks. I'm going to cut tracks because I've never done that before. And so I did. I got back out there and I found some tracks and I started following them. And sure enough, I'm walking along and I'm just walking, find the tracks. I look where they go and I'll just sit and scan. Not see anything. I'll go another 30 yards or so. I'll stop and I'll scan. And sure enough, I walked up on a doe feeding. She had no idea I was there. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, okay, well, this is not a buck. So then I found some different tracks and I start coming up the hill. And I had my bino harness on and my rangefinder. All my stuff was open. And I walked under this pine tree and this snow fell on me and covered all my stuff with snow. And so I took a knee real quick, but I was walking with an arrow knocked just in case I came up on anything. And so I took a knee. I'm like sitting there and I'm like cleaning off my rangefinder and all my stuff. And I look up and this buck is walking right at me. And I was like, whoa. And he wasn't a giant deer by any means, but it was a buck. And so I stopped and I get ready, and he starts walking this way, and then he kind of takes an angle away from me, and he walks I'm right between him and I is this bush, and he gets behind the bush, and I draw, and I get set up, and I mean, he's from me to the wall away. He is 10 feet from me, 10 yards, whatever, and I just drew back, shot him, and he took off, and that was epic. I was kneeling on the ground friggin' 10 yards from this deer and shot him with my bow and was like, that's cool. This is okay, I get it. Like, this is cool.
That's the drug, dude. That's when it peaks.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, that was really cool cutting tracks.
Nice. So,
but yeah, that's that's fun because then it's more of like a stalk.
For sure,
you know?
yeah. Yep.
For sure.
You never know what you're going to run to when you see that big print. Like,
yeah.
How big
what
is
is
this guy going to be? You know?
Yep.
Well, you guys definitely gave me the bug on this last trip. It was just a very fulfilling trip.
Yeah.
And thanks for bringing me out on that. Like, it was just a good therapeutic time, man.
Sure,
like,
man.
you need that.
Yeah.
You need that dude time.
You do.
Yeah.
Man.
It's so, like, for me, it's so important.
It is.
Especially with like-minded dudes, right?
Yeah.
We both all come from military backgrounds, so like we have something in common, and when you can get out and experience shit like that, dude, it can do such good for the heart, the mind. Just, dude, my heart was just so fucking filled when I was out there, and I'm looking forward to. Well, I'm gonna invite myself out to the Frank Church.
Well,
Good.
dude, for sure, man.
Yes.
And I always just appreciate you wanting to do stuff. You know, always sending us a text like, "Hey, we should do this." I'm like, that's awesome, man.
Oh, the fly fishing, dude. Like,
Yeah, just
we had a couple good fly fishing trips, you know, out here in the local area, St. Joe.
that was fun.
Yeah, that was a good time.
That was a good day, man. Oh, I can't wait. I really hope. I'm nervous about this year because of the snow.
Yeah.
I'm just really nervous, like how the fishing's going to be, because my first year when I moved out here in 20, winter was just like this, and then the summer 21 was just brutal, man. The fishing was not great, and I'm like, we just need some more snow. Hopefully February, March can give us a couple dumps, and because what are we at right now? Like 50%.
Yeah.
We're halfway
Super low.
Yeah, super low.
Can we punch up above the border and check out Canada?
Oh, dude, yes. Oh my gosh, I want to go up there so bad. I know a couple that went up there this last summer. They're right up. I think they're up in BC. I don't know if they're on the Goat River, but the Goat River has been calling to me, and that's right up by Nelson.
Oh, dude,
not too far at all. Not far at all.
Ainsworth, have you been there?
Dude, this Christmas we're gonna go there.
Okay. There's a cool little hot spring up there. Be a cool place for you.
Yeah, because there's a cave in that one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's right by Nelson. Like Nelson's like 2.5 hours north.
Yeah. Dude, the
Yeah,
people
it's
in Nelson are so nice. It's like a whole bunch of is it Ned Flanders?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's a whole bunch
from
of like
Simpsons.
Flanders, dude.
Really?
They're so nice. Just
Oh.
very polite.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And is that a river city or is it on a lake?
I don't know. I know there's a ski hill there.
Okay. Yeah, there's some body of water there, but yeah, dude, it's such a rad area up there. And I know we've been talking about trying to go up there and hunt because that'd be so sweet to go up there and chase some elk up there or deer.
Muleys.
Oh man. Yeah, so much to do out here, man. It truly is it's a paradise.
If you get bored up here, you're doing something wrong.
Yes, absolutely.
If you don't like the outdoors, do not come here.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I have too many hobbies at this point. Too many things I
narrowed
enjoy
down.
doing.
They're expensive, dude.
Yeah,
Like the initial investment into fly fishing. I mean, you don't have to go expensive, but I like getting quality gear.
See, that's where I'm at now too.
Buy
man.
once, cry once. Yeah,
And then the new rifle that you guys, I blamed it on you guys. So
You're
the wife
welcome.
was like, fuck.
Yeah, we're gonna
good
be
rifle.
dialed in. Yeah, I'm excited.
yeah.
Great
I'm
year.
excited to get mine.
When are you getting yours?
Hopefully within the next couple months. I'd like to get it. Well, I'd like to get it before spring bear season, but I don't know. We'll see.
I think you should tag along for spring bear. I'll probably I'll bring my rifle, but I'm probably just gonna run camera most of the time.
You know, spring bear was something I never really experienced until I moved out here. Because back in the Midwest, we fall bear hunting, and in Wisconsin, you have to draw a tag, and it's like
Very
very, very slim chances. But out here, the spot and stock bear hunting, it's so cool. Like, again, it's just another thing that gets you out into the woods during a different time of year, during the spring. It's
beautiful time of year.
Everything's waking up. It's beautiful. The flowers are blooming. Like, it's just so cool. And then you're just out, again, glassing and hitting these rad areas and
Taking
looking for
a nap
bears.
in a sun patch.
My favorite
Said
thing in
what?
the world.
Taking a nap in a sun patch.
Mountain naps.
man. Those hit different,
They
dude.
do. It's like,
Austin always ends up snoring a little bit.
Yeah, sorry about that. Oh my God, when we were elk hunting last year.
Dude. That was 24.
Was that in McCall
Yeah,
area?
McCall area. Yeah. Dude, you were ripping one.
Oh.
That was so funny because Austin and I were we were down with a buddy, and he was off a little further away from us. But we split up, and Austin just sends off a bugle, not thinking anything of it. He just piped off a bugle, and probably within a minute or so, we weren't paying attention. We're like, nothing's coming up. Dude, a freaking 5x5 just came running in on us, and we were not ready at all.
Dead quiet.
Dead quiet.
Dead
just came
quiet.
in, no idea, looked at us, we looked at it, took off.
It astonishes me how large they are and how quiet they can be. Because when he was coming in, like we heard him, and I saw a little brown patch. I'm like, oh my gosh, this elk's coming right to us. And we get set up and wait, and he just vanished like Houdini, man. Like it didn't make a sound leaving there.
Now they're in the rut for elk
In September, yeah.
You don't necessarily have to be quiet walking through.
No, that's the cool thing about elk hunting.
Yeah.
With archery equipment for sure, when you're trying to get close, is like
Make as much noise as you want.
Yeah, make as much noise if as long as your wind is good, and they can't see you or smell you. Yeah, they just think it's another elk or something crashing through the woods that don't really bother them.
You just got to talk elky, that's all.
How do you talk elky?
Mew. Meow. I'm an elk. I'm an elk. Mew mew.
Yeah, that's it's fun. I'm excited again for hunting season again.
Yeah. I just want to see an elk.
Yeah.
I've seen 2 elk while hunting. The one with Wilson, which was insane. Austin calls them bulls, man. If you want to have Austin come out there with you. He calls them in.
That's my goal this year. I want to get an elk and a muley.
A blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. I just said the right things and didn't know what I was saying.
Yeah.
But
Squeaky
it
wheel
worked.
gets the mouse.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that one was cool because, but again, yeah, and that's what I love about it is like the learning and the failures of all of hunting, and there's always something to be learned about a failed stalk, a failed situation, a failed, whatever. There's always a learning point in there somewhere. And looking back at that situation with Wilson, I was like, dang, we approached him completely wrong. Like we got below him, and we should have stayed on the same level, and we just didn't put ourselves into a position to get
just rookies mistakes, man. You get amped up. You're like, oh man, we're gonna go in there, and then but when it's all said and done, it's like we really should have just sat back a little bit, looked at our maps, looked at like if I was an elk, I'm probably not gonna come this way,
because we went down to that drainage,
we went straight down into it, man.
It almost worked.
It did.
It almost worked.
So thick in there,
so close. But yeah. And it's cool to learn that stuff because then you're like you try to do it better next time, and not get so amped up. But it's hard not to get amped up when there's a friggin' bull elk just screaming at you.
He was like 10 yards away, dude. He was literally from. There's a bush. You and me right now. There's a bush right here. That elk was like right there. You're the elk, and I'm sitting there and I'm recording. Do you think I'm recording this elk in the bush?
Well, he's looking at it, but he's looking at it with his eyes. But
however,
camera's down.
Yeah, Austin, I was present.
That's good.
I was present, and we're gonna have to go back. Yeah, about being present. I was present. The camera. Austin's like, "You think you got to record?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was recording, bro. I was videoing the earth."
Yeah,
like,
which
damn.
I'm glad you were present. I'm not glad because I didn't get to see it because I was back here as the caller while they went
One
up.
job.
Big bull, dude. He was easily 300, all 300.
Damn,
He was so big. Yeah.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Well, hopefully 2026 is
the year.
Everybody's year, man.
I have high
Get some meat in the
hopes.
freezer.
I have high hopes. I really want to catch a massive brown this summer.
Yeah, that's on the list.
That's definitely on the list. I'd like to catch a 20-inch cutthroat too.
Everybody roasts me on my casting.
Dude, people roast me on casting. I've been fly fishing for 6 years. My casting sucks, but you know what? I'm having a fun time.
Yeah, like what does it matter?
What does it matter?
I got to rain on my parade.
I don't have a professional teaching me. I'm self-taught.
You don't need those type of people in your lives.
No. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
They just like to,
Negativity.
the one comment on because the reel you did for our fly fishing that blew up.
Oh, dude, great
there's
video.
the one he's like, you lost me when I saw you guys cast. I'm like, whatever, dude.
Whatever, dude. All right.
Don't rob my fun.
Dork. Yep. Yeah. You know, no time for people like that.
Yeah, and then we got dogged on for using the spinning reels. Like, okay.
It's a tool. There's a time and place to use a spin rod. Yeah. When we are out there for an hour and a half, trying different flies and it's not working, I'm gonna throw the spin rod out because J-Mac was catching all the fish.
Yeah.
And guess what he was using? A spin rod.
Yep. Guess what? I like to catch fish.
Yep.
I don't care if it's on a fly rod or
If
a
it works,
rod.
it works.
Yeah,
Man.
if it works, it
Yeah,
works,
it's still
exactly.
fun. We still had a blast.
Yeah, we were up on Spread. What was it called? Spread Cheek Creek.
Oh yeah.
It's
Red sheet.
It was what was it actually called? Spread Creek. It was called Spread Creek,
Creek.
but they put an A. They made the R and H.
Yeah.
So it's Spread Cheek.
Spread Cheek. It was
Yeah, dude.
awesome.
Yeah,
It's a good place.
yeah,
That was fun.
lots of fun. Yeah, we're gonna have a good summer this year, guys. I'm excited.
Yeah, a lot of adventures to be
Yeah,
had.
and Austin's been out snowboarding. I know you snowboard, right, Sue?
No, I used to ski.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank
I'm
goodness.
gonna get back on the planks.
Thank goodness. I need another ski friend because I mean the board. There's this. I was overwhelmed. I had 4 snowboarders with me, and I just felt lonely.
They're a different breed.
They are a different breed.
They
They're
dress
dangerous.
funny. They wear all the baggy clothes. And
Yeah.
Oh, that's a trend. I was
And they're
like, I can't
dangerous.
get on hold.
Yeah, they're so dangerous out there.
my brother just bought like a 80s retro
Oh, that's sweet.
No
ski
way.
outfit. Yeah, for the whole
Nice.
family.
Dude,
Nice.
I dig that. I would love to have a onesie.
You should do it in the Squatch.
Oh yeah, Austin wants us to. We'll probably do that there. Actually, I'll bring Squatch to ski lookout.
Oh,
for ski free day in March.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. We need
should
Squatch
come.
to ski.
yeah. Lookout. It's and that's a fun fact. Yeah. So Parker Toyota. Do you already know that Parker Toyota does ski free days around here?
Yep.
Yeah. So they do Schweitzer Lookout. Silver, 49 degrees north, I think too. I think they do. Or is it maybe no? It's Spokane Mountain, I think. Mount Spokane.
We have to look.
Yeah,
If there's enough snow.
Yeah.
we need more.
I need lots more snow.
Yeah, we do.
Got a little bit today, but I think it was just a dusting.
Yeah. Hopefully they got a little bit more at higher elevations, which I'd assume they would. But
I hope so. Yeah.
man, yeah.
Yeah.
This year's going to be rad, man.
Yes.
Float trip. We got to make that happen.
Yeah. I agree with that. 100%.
Stu, why do you love North Idaho?
Yeah, we kind of touched on that already. Yeah, give us a little bit. So
He's from Alabama.
yeah.
Well,
when did you move here?
I was born in Alabama. My dad was going through flight school at Fort Rucker.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's named
right.
Fort Rucker then.
dude.
And so, military brat.
Fort Rucker's awful.
Then I was contracting overseas. Met my wife via Facebook.
That's right.
I'm not going to go into the full story.
Yeah, because she likes to
Just say
tell
that
it.
she made the first move.
Yeah.
But yeah, ended up moving over here from the East Coast in 2012 or 13. Been here ever since, man. Just the community, the mountains, the outdoor life. It has everything that you could imagine. Very healthy community as well. Very, very healthy. Yeah, man, it's just good vibes all around. I love it up here. Again, if you are bored up here with the outdoors, you are doing something wrong. Yeah, I just love the vibes all around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Healthy place to raise a family as well.
Yeah.
It's
I would agree with that for sure.
definitely. I really do want to get our wetsuits though, and if we ever get a snowstorm, because Stu told you that, right?
Oh,
Get
yeah.
dry suit, not wetsuits, sorry, dry suits, and then paddleboard on Lake Coeur d'Alene in a winter storm.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It'd be freaking
That'd be pretty
rad.
epic.
Yeah, we'll get a couple strobes on and
It'd be so sick.
go grind it out there. Yeah.
I do want to start swimming though. I really do. Like I see there's a group of people, actually a really big group of people that swim around Tubbs Hill a few times a week. And I know you guys are looking at me that you're not swimmers. That's fine. I'll go swim by myself.
You don't have swimmer legs.
What do I have?
I don't know, I just think you need to build up the calf.
I have long muscles. Okay. Sorry. I have small calves compared to you.
It's okay. They work hard. They do work hard. They work hard.
I don't think swimming's my thing.
No?
Yeah, me either.
Okay.
Not a strong swimmer.
Yeah, you guys are just bricks.
Yeah,
Paddleboarding.
I'm not super buoyant.
Yeah, you guys are just bricks.
Paddleboarding though.
Paddleboarding.
I get
All
down
right.
with that.
You can paddleboard and I'll swim.
Yes. Yeah, that sounds like
And
a
I'll
good
get
time.
flippers too so I can go fast
Yeah, there you go.
for y'all.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now I'd be willing to go to peak over here in Coeur d'Alene and do laps,
Yeah.
do some fitting. Could be fun.
Do some seal fit workouts.
Still fit.
You ever do seal fit workouts?
The only easy day was yesterday.
Dude, they're hard, man. When we
I
were
bet.
at Fort Carson, that's where I was stationed at. One time, me and my boys, we went to the pool and we started doing seal fit workouts. We brought a kettlebell in, and they're like, "Oh man, you guys are. Would it be beneficial for you guys if like we brought in equipment here?" And like, that'd be huge. So like, we went another time. They actually brought equipment in, and then we never showed up again. I felt bad, but yeah, we were doing seal fit, and it was a badass workout.
Yeah,
it was tough.
A pool will wear you out.
Oh, so quick.
Insane, dude.
Yeah.
What are they, like 25 meters each way? 50?
Something like that.
Yeah. Either way.
I mean, if it was between swimming and running, I'm absolutely going to swim. I'd rather swim than run.
We need to run this summer though too. We got to run Tub Hill as well.
I know.
Trail running or road running?
Trail running. Yeah.
I haven't done much trail running, but I would do that.
It's so fun.
It's just a little bit more dynamic.
Yeah.
Just running in a straight line.
And we need to do Scotchman's Peak. That is a must in June.
I haven't done it yet since I've been
just
out
a
here.
scramble?
No, Scotchman's Peak's it's the I want to say it's the highest mountain in the Panhandle.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's up in Clark Fork. Yeah, I think they call it Goat Mountain too.
Okay.
But it's intense. It's like 11 and a half miles total. Once you get to the top, there are occasionally billy goats up there. So you either run into them, they'll hang out. They'll actually lick your legs too, the salt. Not kidding you. Yeah, it's freaking awesome. The hardest part though is going down. Going back down is really bad on the joint. It hurts on the joints.
Dude, I know, and I want to get those spandex things I sent you. Dude, they're I can't remember what the company's called, but it's like apparel, for lack of a better words, like leggings. But they have boa
Yes. I've seen
things,
those.
and they have cables that run through them, and then you like tighten them up, and it supports all your muscles and joints.
So cool.
Yeah. I think they run like for the full leg ones, they're like $400, but I am super tempted to try those at some point.
I want a pair of those. My legs are shot, dude.
And like I watched a review on them, and the guy was like, you'd think it would be super constrictive, like, and the guy was playing tennis or whatever. He's like, no, he's like, your legs just feel very supported, and like they feel good, and not like you can't move.
Yeah, if you can find that link, man,
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
let's throw down. So I could use those.
Yeah.
Descents always kill me.
Right. And I think that would help a ton with just like stability
man.
knee stability. Cause like obviously all of our knees are used and abused.
Yeah.
So it's good to help that. Cause that's coming down,
It's the worst, man.
especially when you got like a heavy pack, like
God.
climbing, it's just climbing. Right. But like that coming down and just that, oof.
Yeah, I did a 14-miler, I think 2 years ago now in Patagonia, and I have a piece of floating bone in my right knee right now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, dude. So comes back to bite me every now and then, man. Reminds me that I'm still human.
Yeah. Right.
Yep. So something like that, I probably definitely could have used on that one.
For sure.
Just a lot of impact.
Yeah. And that's just it, is the impact.
Yeah.
But
Well,
oh man, we're coming up on an hour and a half.
yeah, it was a good podcast.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
But
Thanks for coming on, Steve.
yeah, thanks
Get
for
you
the
on
coffee.
again.
The coffee, Great
Yep.
Escape.
Oh, where's that from?
Great
Great Escapes Espresso on the corner of Hayden and Ramsey.
It's really good, man.
Yeah,
Delicious. Made by my beautiful wife, Billy.
nice. Love it. It's a good guy. Yeah, it was really good. Enjoyed that a lot.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
And we'll get you on again at some point and talk more stuff.
And if people want to find the Adventure Stew, where can they find you?
Stu_adventure_traveler
Nice.
on IG.
Yeah.
I keep it private, but I'm always down to meet new people and yeah.
Post
Heck yeah,
some.
man.
Your photography is freaking awesome, dude.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, super good pictures. Love it.
Cool. Well, thanks for having me, gents.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
I
It's
love
been
you.
good.
Word.
But
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. We're super grateful to have Stu, our friend, on to have a great conversation with us. So I hope you guys got something out of it. New and exciting, we have a sponsor on the podcast, Vortex Optics. They've been gracious enough to pair up with us. And so if you guys need quality glass optics, man, check them out. They've got a great military program for vets, first responders, get an awesome discount on there. And yeah, their warranty is great. So
yeah, if you got any questions about making the move here to Idaho, though, please reach out, send us an email, shoot us a call or a text. We get people like you every single day reaching out to us. So reach out.
yeah, all the information for that will be in the description below. So get a hold of us.
And we'll see you on the next ridge.